Gary Oldman, Gary Oldman, Gary Oldman. I wanted to see more of the story. Gary Oldman's performance is the best one ever. Period. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and... Wait, what? That's all I have to say for this video. What do you mean it has to be longer? Okay. Hi, I am Javier, and this is the Geek Filter. Can I go now? Watch until the end for a fun fact. Sometimes there are one-man films, or women, and they're really bad, but sometimes they're not. This is a clear example of how an actor's performance outshines everyone else's, and the final whole result is still good. Darkest Hour is a movie about the first days of Winston Churchill as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 1940, and it shows how he fought against the obstacles he faced while trying to run the country even without the support of his closest colleagues. I believe that this movie is a masterclass in acting. The level of detail that Gary Oldman brings in his performance of Churchill is simply brilliant. I watched the film with such an admiration for Oldman, one of my favorite actors, that I didn't pay attention to anything else and had to watch the film for a second time in order to make this review. Details, details, details. That's what makes a performance a great one. Oldman has taken such care of the gestures, manner of speaking and moving that his portrayal of Churchill is believable and appealing. I'm not going to talk about the historical accuracy because, as I have said before, I believe it shouldn't affect your opinion of the movie. This is fiction we're talking about. The character of Winston Churchill is something like an anti-hero. He's an old man, but not a lovable, peaceful one. He's downright unpleasant. He's unkind, bad-tempered, and impatient, and that's what his enemies thought of him. However, as the story unfolds, you start to discover some light in this dark character and grow to love him. One of the things that strike as characteristic of him is his ease of handling words. He usually takes a short time to phrase every sentence the way he wants it to sound. Kudos for Gary Oldman in the execution of this. Churchill is a man of words, so if he of all people doesn't know what to say, then we're doomed. And for a movie that revolves around this man of words, it shouldn't be a surprise that the dialogue is so good. It's melodic, yet realistic. It's beautiful, yet functional. I think it's one of the best aspects in this movie. It conveys the characters well, but so beautifully put. Or maybe it's just the British accent. Another trait of British people is usually this sophisticated air that we're used to. The tea, the queen, the respectful butler manner of speaking. But in the first scene, all of this is disrupted when we enter the parliament, where there's yelling and arm waving and so much noise. However, by the second scene, we're brought back to the aristocratic sense that we relate to Great Britain. We're brought back to Downton Abbey, so to speak. And I think this kind of contrast is simply great. That alone is a great piece of writing because it keeps you interested while making an ironic wink to British customs. Okay, you'd think I have a soft spot for cinematography, but I really like it when the technical aspects of something are properly managed. There are a couple of scenes where this is particularly outstanding. In one of them, Churchill's dictating something to his secretary, and he's all covered in a cold bluish light while she is bathed by a much warmer light. They're both in the same room, but this difference in lighting separates their personalities, or at least the state they're currently in, as being opposite. In the other, well, I better not spoil it for you, so I'll comment on it in my spoiler-loaded video. So all in all, this is a movie about hope and courage, about believing in yourself. I think it's emotional, truthful, personal, and captivating. I really liked it. However, I don't think it flies up to the must-watch rank unless you're an aspiring actor. Then you must watch it. Otherwise, you could well live your life without watching this movie. But I definitely will give it a recommended on the Geek Filter ranking. Fun fact! Gary Oldman spent not less than a year studying Churchill and his mannerisms before starting on the film. Once you've seen it, tell me, what do you think? If you want this to be spoiler-free, that's as much as I can give you. Watch this video. There are 3 scenes in this movie that I love. Spoiler alert! For some spoiler-loaded opinions on Darkest Hour, here on The Geek Filter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more film reviews on The Geek Filter. And be sure to check out my Patreon page, where I share exclusive content. Thanks for watching. Bye!